It's the weekly show with David J. Maloney. This week, David talks to the Humane Society of South Mississippi and American Idol and America's Got Talent singer Chloe Channell, featuring the Mo Giles Band. Here's your host, David J. Maloney.
Welcome to everyone at home and here in our studio audience to the weekly show. I am your host, David J. Maloney, and as always, to my right, our house band, the Mo Giles. I love that. So a lot has been going on in big business lately. If you haven't heard, McDonald's is actually working on a makeover to give themselves a kind of a Starbucks feel. Apparently, it isn't good enough for you to feel fat when you leave there. Now you also have to feel ripped off. Taco Bell is offering a $1 breakfast burrito. A Taco Bell breakfast is great for people who don't want their coworkers hanging around their desk all morning. Also, the National Enquirer was recently sold for $100 million. $100 million. That sounds like a lot, but that's actually 40% off the cover price. Believe it or not, Facebook is now 15 years old. The site has reunited families, sparked romances, and taken pretty much all the legwork out of stalking. If you've never seen the weekly show before, keep watching. We typically feature one local guest, somebody who's doing something great in the community, somebody who you may already know, somebody you might want to know more about, and we also feature one big name guest. Tonight, in our studio, we have the local Humane Society bringing some of the fluffiest and furriest guests we've ever had on the show. Can't wait for that. And after that, none other than American Idol and America's Got Talent alum Chloe Channell, here to chat about her life since making a massive splash in those shows and to give us a special acoustic performance of her new original song, Already Did. You don't want to miss that, so stay tuned. We are back. First up tonight is an organization that's close to our hearts, an organization watching out for those who don't necessarily have a voice of their own, animals. Please welcome to the show Valerie and Katie from the Mississippi Gulf Coast's very own Humane Society. So Valerie and Katie, you're both with the local Mississippi or Biloxi Humane Society?
Yes, right here in Gulfport. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now can you give us some maybe statistics about the positive things that the Humane Society are doing here locally?
Yeah, definitely. So we've been in our campus for over 10 years now. So in those 10 years, we have made a positive impact on the community through over 115,000 spay and neuter surgeries to help lower the overpet population along the Gulf Coast. We have adopted over 56,000 pets into loving homes. We have implanted over 87,000 microchips, which can help pets get reunited with their families if they're lost. And we have fostered out over 24,000 pets. And yeah.
Now, what is the wellness clinic? I heard there was something called a wellness clinic. What's that?
Our wellness clinic just opened last year, and it's open to the community. We provide discounted services such as nail trimming, eye cleaning, ear cleaning, vaccinations, microchips, rabies vaccines, everything that you need to keep your pet healthy and happy.
Tell us about is it the Barkin Basement Thrift Store?
Yes, all right, so I'm wearing
Instead of Barkin Basement, it's Barkin Basement.
I am almost always, it is Barkin Basement,
Barkin
yes.
Basement.
And it's right there at our shelter, so it's located on 49 in Gulfport. It's a huge thrift store, everything from clothing to household items, furniture, lots of great deals in there. I'm almost always wearing something like this from our thrift store. But if you are, cleaning out the house, maybe you're moving, please do consider donating your unused items to us because it helps our animals. We're able to sell those items and use the money to run the shelter. But we're really proud of the thrift store. It's got a lot of treasures in it.
I presume all those donations are tax deductible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, tell us about the pets that you brought with us today.
So this is Max. Max is a 10-week-old lab. and he was surrendered to the shelter because unfortunately his family could no longer care for him. So he is actually one of our very special rock and roll over dogs. So he'll be available for adoption at our event right here at the Hard Rock in September, Friday, September 20th, and it is our largest annual fundraising event.
Now, I was going to ask you about that. Why don't you
Okay.
tell us a little bit more about it since we're on the topic of it now?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Well, it's so much fun. You can sponsor a table, businesses can get involved, or you can purchase individual tickets. We have a party here in Boogie Nights, and then downstairs we have a silent auction, and we have our adorable adoptables there that you can actually leave with the night of the event.
And that's in September. Do you know what night? Do you know what night?
Friday, September 20th.
So Friday, September 20th, there's an event right here at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
He's
I think
already
we're boring
excited.
him. We're boring him. At the rock and roll, it's the rock and roll over event here at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi, and part of it is right here in Boogie Nights on our set, where we're having the set, where we shoot this show right
The
here.
VIP
This
party
is the VIP party from 6 to 7, and it is so much fun. And they get a first look at, well, actually everyone's getting a first look at Max here, but they'll be there having a great time.
Now, you brought some props or toys with you today. What'd you guys bring?
So we brought some items from our retail store. Our shelter has the retail store in the front with lots of different items for your pets. We have some of the kitty cat toys. We have one of the really fun leopard print cat beds over there. The little fish toy in front of that is one of the scratching posts that you can get for your cat so that they don't try to scratch up your
Max is so
furniture.
sweet, and he's been licking you the whole time. I would be surprised if he lasted more than 30 seconds at that event
Someone
coming up
will
in September.
swoop him
gonna,
up.
he's going to make it to a good home. You can tell that. Now, tell us. You brought this with you. Tell us about this catio. What exactly? And if Marty, can you zoom in on this for us?
So we have some really exciting new projects coming up this year at the Humane Society, and one of them being the catio. Right now, our cats don't have an outside area to really get some fresh air and stretch their legs too much like the dogs get outside and walked, not so much with the cats. So the catio idea is to basically a screened-in porch for the cats, and they can just walk around, get exercise and fresh air. It'll reduce stress and also reduce the chances of infections. So it'll keep them healthier and hopefully get more cats adopted out.
And there's another one that you guys brought, the dog run. Marty, I'll keep you zoomed in here if we may.
So we have lots of different play yards outside where the dogs can go and run around and get kind of opposite from the cats. They do get fresh air and sunlight. But when it's raining or if it's too hot, like it is pretty much, June through October, and their little paws get burnt when they go across the parking lot into the play yards. And so the indoor play area is going to keep that from happening and also give them an area to run around and reduce kennel stress and give them stimulation and playtime. And it'll be all windows so you can view them in a playful environment rather than them having to be cooped up in a kennel all day.
Now, these seem to be kind of rather ambitious things. So I presume there's got to be a way to fund them.
Yes,
and
sir.
that comes down to probably fundraising.
Yes.
Definitely.
What can people do in the community to help either, I mean, obviously, we'll talk a little bit about adoptions and things like that, but just from the standpoint of these things, how can people get involved in financially helping out the Humane Society?
Well, there's lots of different options to donate or to sponsor. You can sponsor the catio if you're a cat person, the dog indoor play area if you're a dog person. There's lots of different levels of sponsorship, and our Rock and Roll Over event is one of those fundraisers. So there's lots and lots of different ways, and they can always check out our website or shoot us an email, and we'll be happy to get them involved and get their name out there in the shelter and show the community that they are animal supporters. And yes.
How about adoptions? How can people go about adoptions?
The adoption process is pretty simple. All you have to do is come into the shelter anytime we're open, Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. or Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Just come in. We're happy to show you around. We'll bring animals out for you, and we just wait for you to fall in love with one. And then you'll sit down with one of the adoption counselors. They tell you all about that animal, and they make sure it's a good fit for your family too, of course. And once that's all determined, then we send you home with your pet, and the pets are spayed and neutered before they leave. They're microchipped, so if they do get lost, it's easier for you to find them again. They get a free bag of pet food, a 7-day free vet check, and of course a lifetime of love.
Now, lastly, is there anything that we haven't covered that you guys really need that you would like people to know about?
I would love to remind people that if they want to volunteer, it's a really simple process, and they can just send us an email, volunteer@hssm.org, or visit our website. They can sign up there at hssm.org, click the How Can You Help tab, and fill out that volunteer application and help us out.
Yeah. We do have, if you can't commit to adopting, we also have our foster program where you can foster out an animal for 2 weeks. You can foster a sick animal until they are healthy and ready to be adopted, or you can foster them if they're just a kitten or a puppy that are too small to be fixed. You foster them out for 2 weeks and then bring them back to the shelter when they're old enough to be adopted.
And of course, people then do that, and then they fall in love with them and they never bring them back.
We call them.
That's the plot.
That's
I get
the
it.
goal.
I get it.
We call them foster failures,
Yes.
and that's a good thing to be. But the great thing about the foster program too is that while you have that animal out, it opens up that kennel for another animal in the shelter too. So you're helping the one that's at your house, and you're also helping another one that needs that space.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Katie, for
Thank
coming by.
you. Thank you so much for having us.
These lovely little animals. I know he's got you.
give
He's got you. We'll be right back after these messages. And we are back. Our final guest tonight is a rising star in the country music scene. She debuted on America's Got Talent at the age of 11, co-starred with country legend Billy Dean at a Kenny Rogers production, and was also on this last season of American Idol. She's fulfilled her dream of performing at the Grand Ole Opry. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Chloe Channell. Chloe, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
So when did you start singing?
I started singing when I was 6 at a farmer's opry in Chumuckla, Florida.
Chumuckla, Florida.
Yes, sir.
How did that come about?
Well, I went there to sing Happy Birthday to my great-grandfather, and then the guy that was running the band asked me if I would come back and sing, and then that next weekend I sang, and ever since then, for like 10 years, I sing there.
So now you've been performing all over the Gulf Coast from obviously a very, very young age. How does family and school and all that fit into all that?
Well, my family's really supportive of me, and schools can be tough sometimes, but I've been doing it since I was in first grade, so I've been able to learn how to manage it and make sure I get my work done, because school always is going to come first to me until I finally graduate next year. So yeah, I'm just ready to get it done with. But my family helps me out, and the school helps me out too. Now,
you've been on, you went on America's Got Talent when you were 11. Mm-hmm. You were on this past season of America's Got Idol. America's Got Idol. That went from America's Got Talent to America's Got Idol. Too many Americas. But you've entered these massive shows at a very young age. Tell us a little bit about those journeys.
Well, America's Got Talent was unexpected. I didn't imagine myself ever being on a TV show like that. But I got a call and did a private audition, and that just went amazing. And even though I got told no when I was in the live rounds, I was just happy and grateful that I even got to do it. Then when I got a call from American Idol, I was surprised again, and I was like, I never thought I would do another music competition or anything like that, but my family and I decided, we were like, I should do it just to see what happens, Then I went on that, and it was the greatest experience of my life. I loved it so much, and I made so many friends. And I got to go to Hollywood Week, and only 100 people got to go there out of millions of people. So I was honored to even be selected to go sing on the show.
Now, a little bit, because people watch the show, and they see what is shown of Hollywood Week, but obviously there's a lot that has to go on behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, it was intense, especially Hollywood Week was crazy. We were up late, there was people everywhere singing, you couldn't get a quiet spot because there was so many groups everywhere. And when my episode, when they showed me when I was getting cut, they didn't show the first round, which was a line of 10, And I got through that round, and there's round there, and then there's the next round, and then there's the solo round. So they missed some stuff, and Luke Bryan didn't even tell me I was going home. It was Katy Perry, so it was really weird to see that. I was like, they totally edited that, but you know, they did it, and it was good, and I was happy to do it. So.
Well, but he was kind of, he was kind of smitten with you at the beginning because, I mean, the whole country bond, plus you brought somebody very special with you to that audition, right? You brought Billy Dean, right?
Yes.
And tell us a little bit, for people who don't know who Billy Dean is, go ahead, tell us about Billy Dean.
Well, Billy is a Grammy-winning singer-songwriter, and he's won some ACM awards. When I met him, I had no idea who he was because I was only 12 and I don't know who he was because he's like older or whatever, but he's become my best friend. He's my manager, my mentor. He's taught me how to songwrite. He got me to sing on the Grand Ole Opry. He's done so many things with me, and how I met him was through Kenny Rogers, and that was so cool because they're really good friends. And he hooks me up with good people, you know, like I meet people through him. And he knew who Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie was, and I was like, this is insane. I felt like we were just all friends hanging out, but of course not. But it was so cool.
Now, how did the American Idol judges react when they saw Billy there?
They were like, what are you doing here? Like, you're already famous. Like, you don't need to be here doing American Idol. Like, and Billy kept saying, he's like, I feel like I fell to the bottom of the food chain again. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I needed you. I just wanted him there because I was so nervous. But the judges were so happy to see him, and they were talking about old times. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I was like, I wish I was there.
Has he asked you to do Somewhere in My Broken Heart yet?
Yes, actually, I recorded it and did a video of it, but I haven't put it out yet because I was nervous because it's hard to live up to him when he's so amazing.
So that's something that may be coming.
Yeah,
you have to gain the courage to let it go. Now, you said you played at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, I got to sing there when I was 13, 14, around that age. And it was over Christmas time, so I sang Where's the Line to See Jesus, which was one of my favorite Christmas songs. And I started crying because that was my dream. Growing up singing classic country music, that's where your goal is supposed to be, is the Grand Ole Opry, because that's where Loretta Lynn has performed, and Johnny Cash and Carrie Underwood, and everyone that you can think of that's just an amazing country artist and an iconic person. And so that was my dream, and I got to do it. So now on to making a new dream right now.
Now, I understand you fell in love with Loretta Lynn, Martina McBride. What is it about their music that has influenced your approach to performing?
Loretta Lynn is the queen of country music, so I completely look up to her, the way she holds herself up and a strong woman she is, and so I just really look up to her. And she has a good voice, and it's like really classic country, and the songs that she wrote, like the lyrics were good. I like good music, like melodies, stuff like that. And Martina McBride can just wail. She is an amazing singer, and I've always looked up to her. And I sang her songs. I've sang both of their songs my entire life. So that's basically who I've like looked up to ever since I could start talking.
As far as country music, is there a direction that you'd like to see it go in?
Well, you know, it has gotten some people have gotten pretty poppy, you know, but I think they're considering that pop music now. I'm not sure, 100% sure, because when I listen to the radio, it's pop, but country music has just changed. I mean, the new definition of country music is more like Luke Combs or like Miranda Lambert and Carrie Underwood, which their songs aren't very classic country, but they still have a country tone. And I'm a fan of that. I mean, I love it. I love the newer country, but there are some other songs that are really popish, but you know, it's all good anyways.
So you're going to be performing a single for us acoustically called Already Did?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that song and what it means.
So I wrote that song when I was 14, actually, or 15, around that time. And I went to Nashville and wrote it with this girl named Hannah Ellis. And she's an amazing artist and singer. But we wrote this song, and I wrote this when I liked a guy. And I'm a teenage girl, so give me a break when it comes to writing songs about guys. But I wrote this song about a guy that I really liked. But he ended up liking my friend. And I didn't want to say anything because she was my friend and she liked him too. So it just kind of hurt my feelings. But I wrote a song kind of like contradicting it, because my dad used to always say, like when there was some good mashed potatoes or something, he'd be like, oh, it's too good, you don't want that. Just because he could have it to himself, you know?
Oh, geez.
So I kind of went around that area. I was like, this guy is too good, you don't want him, because I wanted him. You know how it is? So that's kind of the idea. So I wrote this song, and it's on my EP called Walls, and I'm excited to sing it.
How can people get it? How can people download it?
Well, my EP is on iTunes and it's on Spotify, and I made a music video to my song Walls, but I think I'm gonna come out with one for Already Did, this song, soon. So we'll see, but yeah, pretty much everywhere.
Well, I guess this is what I've got in lieu of an album
well, this
cover.
is just my picture, and it's gotten like all my social media on it. It's not in a CD form yet because I haven't like sold them like that. I sell them online because that's where you need to. That's where everybody buys
where it's
things
at now, right?
iTunes. But this was just my card, and so it has all my social media on it.
Well, thank you so much. After the break, Chloe is going to come back and play for us her new song, Already Did. Stay tuned. That's our show for tonight. Taking us home, Miss Chloe Channell with her new single, Already Did.
You're a showstopper, most fellas shouldn't even bother. 'Cause you're the kind of girl that knows just what she likes. Well, I know it ain't my place to tell you who you ought to date, but this one guy just don't seem like your type. His eyes are the kind of blue you never get used to. His arms will hold you to her, you think about him all the time. Once you kiss those lips, you'll never want to kiss another boy again. Girl, I tell you right now, you don't want to fall for him, 'cause I already did. Already did. You won't get him off your mind. Oh, he'll keep you up all night, replaying everything he said to you. I don't mean to sound selfish, no, I just want to help you avoid doing something you don't want to do. His eyes are the kind of blue you never get used to. His arms will hold you to her, you think about him all the time. Once you kiss those lips, you'll never want to kiss another boy again. Girl, I tell you right now, you don't want to fall for him, 'cause I already did. 'Cause I already did. Ooh. You know I wouldn't try to talk you out of anyone else, but this one time, this one guy, I wanna keep to myself. His eyes are the kind of blue I never get used to. Ooh. His eyes are the kind of blue you never get used to. His arms will hold you to her, you think about him all the time. Once you kiss those lips, you'll never want to kiss another boy again. Girl, I tell you right now, you don't want to fall for him, 'cause I already did. Oh, I already did. Ooh, already did. Thank you.